Palau's president is already garnering support from Pacific leaders to commit to sustainable ocean management. Palau's Blue Prosperity Funding Plan has been established with the hope of raising anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion through bilateral arrangements and philanthropy. President Sorongal Whips Jr. said he met with various groups and leaders while in Rarotonga at the Pacific Islands Forum Leaders Summit and encouraged them to get on board. He spoke with Lydia Lewis from Dubai, who started off by asking him about his COP28 priorities.
I'm excited about COP. COP is really important because we all see the reports. The Global Stocktake says we're way behind. At our current trajectory, you're going to be at 3 degrees. That's way above 1.5, which we all committed to in 2015 in Paris. We need to raise our ambitions, and we need to cut emissions by 42%. We need the world to be serious about this. We cannot continue on this track. It's catastrophic to small island states or big ocean states like Palau and many of the Pacific Islands. And we need to call for action. We need the world, everyone, to take responsibility and to act. The time is now. So,
are you disappointed that the President of the United States will not be attending? What signal does that send to Pacific nations?
This is an important COP. They're saying most important since Paris. And the United States is the world's largest emitter and has been for years, needs to be active. It needs to show leadership. And of course, not having Biden here definitely weakens, at least, or gives us concern about our hope for the future. It's so important that world leaders come together. And we definitely had wished that Biden will be here, but I know he's sending his top representatives, and I know that he's committed to climate change. His policies have pushed for that, and I don't think this in any way it takes away from the U.S.'s goal to promote climate change policies. But of course, having him in person is a stronger statement. But what's more important is the actions that his government is taking, and I believe that the U.S. has come a long ways and continues its leadership position in advocating for strong policies to combat climate change. So,
is advocating though for strong policies enough?
Well, I mean, the U.S. has put up money. They need to put more in, but so does China, and so does India, and so does all these other big emitters of the world. I think, the focus is always on the U.S., but there's Australia, there's China, there's India, there's the EU. I mean, everybody's got to step it up. And the U.S. is a leader and an important leader, and we need to get the rest of the world to also act accordingly.
And in terms of Blue Prosperity, has there been any action on that? Has anybody signed it? I understand from the last time we spoke, you handed Pacific leaders documents in Rarotonga.
So when we were in Rarotonga, we were able to get a commitment from Pacific leaders. So that was why it was reflected in the communique, their support of the Unlocking Blue Pacific Prosperity. We all agreed that the COP would be the great opportunity to demonstrate to the world our commitment to protecting oceans, managing it, because, as you know, they're the largest carbon sink. And so critical in our fight for climate change. And the plan is on December 3rd, there will be an event. So we launch, and then on December 5th, Pacific leaders will sign. Now, there are a lot of presidents and heads of state that weren't able to make it, partly because of other commitments and, of course, conflict in the Middle East. However, we've gotten assurances that their representatives that will be here at least can sign on their behalf. So we don't know if every country will sign, but we know that a vast majority of the PIF countries will at least commit at this COP. So we're excited about that and to partner with our partners here, especially philanthropy and governments in this effort. So.
The New Zealand government intends to reopen New Zealand waters to oil and gas exploration, despite the United Nations saying the world is on track to produce around 110% more fossil fuels in 2030. What is your message to the new New Zealand government?
All I can say is what a backward position that an island that is part of the Pacific Island Forum that should understand the challenges that we're facing, now going backwards on their commitments. New Zealand, Pacific Island, and a member of the forum should take a leadership role and should be active in doing all they can to transition away from fossil fuels. That's what they should be working on. They shouldn't be going out and exploring more gas and oil. Palau has the same issues. We have oil and gas in our waters. Palau has been active and said, if we're going to be a leader and we're going to commit, then we need to do our part. We cannot just talk about islands going under, but not do our part. So Palau has not, gone after oil and gas explorations. We have a ban on deep sea mining, a ban on all those things, because we're committed to the protection of our ocean. So it is very disturbing that New Zealand, as a Pacific island, that as part of the Pacific family, would take such a drastic action.